This is the truth behind Nottingham Forest's top 4 form. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while, I know, but I'm making a very conscious effort to get back into it, back into content creating about football. And mainly my Forest stuff is going to be going over to a new channel. I'll tell you more about that later in the video. But this channel is going to be Premier League, Championship, worldwide football, up and coming players, teams on the rise, teams who are struggling. And I'm just going to try and create more content over the next couple of weeks and months and see how it goes. But today, as you can see by the title and the thumbnail, it's all about Nottingham Forest and their absolute incredible season they're having. Now, everyone pretty much knows the story of Forest over the last couple of years. There was 7 or 8 games in, bottom of the Championship, well, pretty much bottom of the Championship. Steve Cooper come in. They ended up getting promoted through the playoff final in the same season. It was remarkable what he did and what they did. And then they got into the Premier League, and everybody at the time slaughtered Forest because they're spending too much money. They're just blowing the money willy-nilly. They don't know what they're doing. I think we ended up spending about 150 to 180 million. And I think we brought 30 players, something like that, the most in Premier League history anyway. And even as a Forest fan myself, I was a bit wary of what was going on. I didn't like it too much, but we needed it and everyone knew that. Well, I hope people started to realise that we needed it. But despite Forest having their first Premier League season in 20 plus years and spending stupid money, buying 30 plus players, Steve Cooper ended up keeping them in the Premier League in their first season. Now into the second season, they sold Brennan Johnson. He had a cracking season to Tottenham for 50 million, I think it was. And again, Forest then went and brought more players. Hudson-Odoi, Alanga, Murillo. And at the time, you thought, well, these are good signings, especially for the prices we were getting them at. But it's just because of where they'd come from, Alanga, Man U, Hudson-Odoi, Chelsea. They dropped out of their starting 11s. They've got big potential in players, but we didn't know if it would click at Forest, but we was hoping it did. But in the second season, Steve Cooper only lasted till December. And so Evangelos Marinakis sacked him and brought in Nuno Espirito Santo within a day or so, or whatever it was. But I think all Forest fans, me myself, will say thank you to Steve Cooper for everything he did. Kept us in the league, brought us up, kept us in the league. And but I just think it was time to go. The results, the football, it wasn't clicking. Something needed to change, and Nuno came in. About a month or two after being in, we got hit with financial fair play from our first season back in the Premier League. And it threw us off a bit. We knew it was coming, but we didn't know how many points. It was 4 points in the end. And we really struggled all of last season. Even though Nuno come in, you could see a different style of play, slightly. And the players believed in Nuno a bit more, and he believed in them a bit more. Chris Wood had an upturn in form, and Hudson-Odoi had a cracking season and really proved himself to be still at the top level. But Forest did again stay up in the Premier League by 6 points. It would have been obviously 10 if we didn't get the points deduction, but it was 6 points. And Forest stay up again. And now that leads us to this season, the 24-25 season, where Forest have finished 16th on 38 points and 17th on 32 points in their first 2 seasons back in the Premier League. Now, in and around Forest and as fans, we believed that Forest should be pushing to the low end of mid-table, 13th, 14th. I think we'd have snapped your hand off for it any day of the week, because obviously the first 2 seasons we had wasn't the best. But we believed there was potential in the squad, and the players, Alanga, Murillo, Hudson-Odoi, Morgan Gibbs-White, there was potential there. But like I said, we was just expecting mid-table. But how wrong were we? Forest have absolutely turned up this season under Nuno, and everyone will be aware of what position Forest are in. There was in the top 4 at Christmas, which is just mental to me. And as I'm recording it, it's currently the 30th of December. Chelsea play tonight, Arsenal play on New Year's Day. But with Forest winning yesterday at Everton, that means we're second in the table now, 8 points behind Liverpool, who sit top. Yes, Liverpool have the game in hand, but that's away at Everton. who knows what's going to go on in that one. You'd like to say Liverpool will win, but anything could happen. But as it stands, Forest are sat second in the Premier League. We are bang on halfway through the season on 37 points. And it's just been... I can't explain it. It's been speechless what Forest have done this year. We've had our losses, Man City away, Arsenal away, both got done 3-0, both of them places. Newcastle at home, they beat us 3-1 after us going a goal up. And then Fulham at home earlier in the season, they come and nicked a 1-0 win. Bit of a dodgy penalty, but you know, it's the Premier League. Anyone can beat anyone. And Forest they've not been perfect in every game this season. Like I said, we've lost them 4, and Arsenal and City, they didn't even turn up for them. But we had 9 wins in our first 2 seasons back, 9 in each. We've already beat that. That's how well we're doing so far. Our away form is just stupid. We've even got a chant where the mighty Forest, we always win away. And it's seen like that at the minute. We're just unstoppable. And at home, at first, the starting point of the season, it was a bit draw, loss, draw, a little win here, then a draw again. But Nuno's really turned it around at home. And obviously, that's what kept Forest up in the first 2 seasons. Anyway, our home form. I'm glad Nuno's seen into that and gone for it. But Nuno was the same when he was at Wolves, when he got them into a European spot and finished 7th. There was a cracking side away from home. His football plays better away from home, soaking the pressure and counter-attack. Forest have gone away to Anfield and Old Trafford this season and won 1-0 at Liverpool, 3-2 at United. We've been away to Chelsea and Brighton, drew at both of them places. We beat Tottenham at home, beat Villa at home. So we've played most of... Well, in fact, we've played all of the top 6 now, or whatever you want to call them, the big 6. And we've done quite well against them. Currently, Forest are in a run, 5 wins in a row. Now, I don't care who you are, whether you're going to win the league or go down. 5 wins in a row in the Premier League is so good. It's so hard to achieve. Home away against these big teams, big places to go, hard grounds to go to, people come and soak up the pressure at your own place. It's really hard to do in the Premier League, but Forest have done it. And that sees them sat 6 points inside the top 4 above Man City. Now you may be wondering, when does this lead into the title? The truth behind Forest's form. The truth is, defensively, we're the 3rd best defensive side in the league. I think if Arsenal concede 1 or 2 on New Year's Day, we go back to 2nd. And it's only Arsenal and Liverpool above us as it stands. And it's a big part of it is down to Nikola Milenkovic, who we signed in the summer. We signed him for about 12 million euros from Fiorentina. A lot of people who watch Italian football said he's a cracking sign. He could go to anyone, United, City, Liverpool, AC Milan, Dortmund, these massive clubs, and fit in. But Forest managed to do the deal, 12 million euros. And as Forest fans, we already had Murillo from last season, who won the Player of the Season for us. And again, he's going to go on to do big things. Real Madrid, Barcelona, who knows where he can go. He's a talented boy. But I think what we needed, especially with Murillo only being 5'11" on the stroke of 6 foot, he's not a big lad in terms of his height. And Milenkovic stands 6'5". He's an absolute nutter. He'll lead anything away. He'll block anything. And he's a real leader at the back. And Forest finally, after 3 seasons and so many signings, 60 signings or whatever it is, 50, 60 signings, finally have a settled team, a settled core of the team, a settled back 4, a goalkeeper. You know what we're going to line up with every week, and that only helps the players on the pitch to play with each other. Back 4 of Aina, Milenkovic, Murillo, and it was Moreno until Williams come in, and now it's his spot to lose because he's playing cracking. And Forest have gone from the worst set-piece conceding team over the last 2 seasons to, I think we've conceded 2 or 3 so far this season, and that is a massive part of the form. A lot of teams targeted that, set pieces, corners, free kicks from around the box. We were poor, and again, Milenkovic helps that. He's 6'5". He gets his head on anything. His clearances are a joke, but it's a real team effort. Yesterday, we were winning 2-0 away at Everton. The 90th minute, Anthony Elanga had played all 90 minutes, had chance after chance, was running Mykolenko wild down the right-hand side. And in the 90th minute, Everton attacked and he sprinted from Everton's box back to ours and won the ball. And that's what I mean. It's a real team effort. Everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to defend. Everybody wants to attack. And if you get that, then the players will do anything for you. We got 4 clean sheets in the whole of last season. We're 19 games in and we've got double that already in 8. It's just our defensive form has been stupidly good. And along with that, our attacking form, we're not going to go and beat someone 4-5-0. We've got the players to do so and we're having chances in games. But the thing is, with Forest, we're being really clinical. Chris Wood, 11 goals this season so far. He's probably in the best form of his life at the age of, 33? And Morgan Gibbs-White, Elanga, Hudson-Odoi, they speak for themselves. They're really, really top-class players. And the thing is that everyone knows how Forest are going to set up and play. It's not a mystery. We're going to sit behind the ball and counter when we get the chance to. And when we counter, people find it hard to cope with us. Alanga's pace, Morgan Gibbs-White is such a strong runner. He can pick a pass from anywhere. Hudson-Odoi, people know what he's going to do. He's going to cut in and shoot. Even though you know what he's going to do, you can't stop him. Like I said, Chris Wood's in the form of his life. So the formula at Forest at the minute is working. It's all roses. We've not had many injuries. We had one yesterday. Murillo was in the team, and then 10 minutes before kickoff, he had to drop out. But we dealt with it, and we still got a clean sheet away at Everton. And I just feel like it's a real effort from everybody, from the owner to the staff to the players, the fans. Everybody is in this together to try and get Forest European football for the first time in a long, long time. Now, let me touch on where I think Forest can finish. I don't think it would be stupid to say we can finish in the top 4. I really don't. With the form we're in at the minute, if we carry it on, then we're going to be in the top 4. It's as simple as that. But it's if we carry it on. I hope we do. There's a possibility we can do. I think we'll have a little period where we'll drop off a bit. But I don't even think the Conference League is the target. I think Europa League needs to be our target. Top 6. If we get in that, then wow, what a season it's been for Forest. Even Conference League would have been a cracking season. But I think there's a real chance for the Champions League. And with Marinakis, everybody knows what he's like as an owner. He's very balls to the wall, gun-ho. If he's got a chance to improve Forest and invest again in January, he's going to take it to pounce on this opportunity to get Forest back into Europe. Opta predict Forest to finish on 60 points this season. Now, if you do the maths, then we played 19 games. The season's 38, we're on 37 points. We should finish on 74. But obviously Opta taking the difficulty of the fixtures, blah, blah, blah. They predicted we finish on 60 points. Now, last season, that's enough to finish 7th. But a couple of the top 7 of last season, they're not having the best of seasons. Tottenham was in the top 7. Look at them now. Shocking. They're down in 13th? I don't know. Man City, they're 6th. No one would have expected that from them. They're 5th, No one would expect that from them. They would have thought they would challenge them for the title. Forest is 6 points above them. Villa, they're not as good as they was last year. They're still a quality side, but they're not as good. Newcastle, they could be coming back up again. Chelsea, outstanding this season. No one expected that. Arsenal dropped off a little bit, but still in and around it. Liverpool, obviously, a cracking season. But some of the top 7 from last season aren't having the best of seasons. So I don't see why Forest can't go and finish in the top 4. But that's going to do it for the end of the video. If you've liked, then drop a like below. Subscribe if you haven't for more football content. And let me know in the comments down below where you think Forest can finish this season. See you later.